Hey everyone, today for community class as well as math skills, we're going to continue talking about our ID card and our in case of emergency card, which looks like this. So you guys were filling this out yesterday, and if you still need time to finish, go for it. So we want to talk today about how to use an ID card to give information about ourselves. So, an ID card has personal information on it, like your phone number, your address, emergency numbers, allergies, and special information. So, I want to give you some examples of ID cards as an adult, right? So, out in the community, I even at school, I take this badge in and it has my name on it. And then it has my access card to get into the school. It has Beaverton High School here. It has my keys, um, cue cards, which I'll talk about later. Um, but this is one form of ID. This is my work ID, Beaverton School District. So this is my work ID. So it's an example. Here's also a Oregon driver's license. This is Miss Jenny's driver's license. Um, so this is another form of ID. It has my name on it. It has my address. It has my birthday on it. It has other specific information about me and says what car I can drive. So that, along with my health insurance card, I carry it around in my wallet. So this is one way to carry it around. This is another way to carry an ID type card around. So it's important to understand that for your student, it's going to look different. Are they going to carry a wallet with them? Are they going to have a backpack of supplies? Are they going to have some sort of lanyard or wristband, some way that we can make sure that their ID card is with them at all times when they leave, not just for school and community outings, but when you're out in public as a family. It's important to have your ID card for many different reasons. So, um, so let's say someone needed your information. So the first step when people ask for your personal information is to know what personal information to tell or to have your ID with you at all times. So many of our students, due to communication issues or things of that sort, an ID card is probably the way to go to make sure that all the information is there and readily available for someone to use and help a student. So we're going to practice filling out those ID cards, which you have been doing, um, as well as figuring out when to use them. So let me share my screen here. Okay, so here we are. This is your ID card and your in case emergency card. So you guys were filling this out in your workbook. And that was page 1 of your workbook. So that's something you write in on your workbook, or there was the digital version that I sent you yesterday that you could make a copy of the Google Slides and then, yeah, type it in yourself. That information is there. So it eventually will look like a laminated card once we were to copy it, cut it out, and then laminate it for you. So that's something that you can, if you have the ability to make a copy, go ahead and do that and then put it in a plastic sleeve or laminated. Or when your student turns in the workbook, when they're done with the workbook, we will copy it and then make a card for them. So those are the options there. Um, and then I wanted to show you the workbook pages you'll be working on today. Okay, so here is page 1 of your workbook. So that's what you guys were working on, the ID card and the of emergency card. So you're going to continue to complete this, and then the number and math skills practice this week is just focusing on the numbers within the personal information. So your street address has a number, your zip code, your phone number, your birth date, insurance policy number, doctor phone number, case of emergency, people. So, variety of way, and the school phone number and calling 911. There are many different numbers that you can practice. You can use your calculator, remember, you can use your communication device, a button you have. You can practice if you have your ID card ready to practice using, practice giving it to someone. So, multi ways to practice the math skills to continue and make sure you finish this. But also, there are pages about where you might use your ID. And so this is page 2 of your workbook. So where do I need my ID? So are you going to need it at the hair salon? Are you going to need it at the laundromat? Are you going to need it at the bank? Are you going to need it while riding the bus? And are you going to need it riding in the subway? So these are very personal answers, but really, in general, what we're practicing here is being able to answer yes or no, and knowing that you need to have your ID card with you. Your personal information is very important to have just in case something happens. So let's say you got lost in the community and you needed to ask someone for help. You would have your ID card there so that they could help figure out how to get you back to your family, call someone, or call the school if we're on an outing, that sort of thing. So, yeah, very important to have your ID card at all times. So, but I love the real pictures here and chance to practice yes, no. And then here's your second page today. How will I use my ID card? So I will carry blank in my wallet at all times. So remember, I have my wallet, and that's where I keep my ID. That's where my ID lives. My work badge goes on my keys that goes with me to work all the time so I can get into the building. Okay. So choose the correct answers. So there may be multiple things that you may circle, but I can use my ID card to give blank about me. Transportation, pictures, information. I can use my ID card when going to places in the community, my house, school. So just circle your answers here. I can use my ID card to call my friends, my family, the movie theater. Whose phone number is on there? Okay. I can give my ID card to a safe adult in a 911 emergency, at your house, or in an emergency. Okay. Perfect. So we're going to do these 2 pages today, in addition to making sure that your ID card and in case of emergency card are done. So I would love it if, so today's Tuesday. Tuesday and Wednesday, finish those pages up so that we can finish the last few pages of this week on Thursday and Friday. Okay? All right. Thank you so much for coming on for the lesson today. We're all talking about IDs. So this is a great opportunity. Show your kids what your ID looks like. Super fun conversations about hairstyles, what you're wearing, what information is on your card, what numbers are there. Your ID also has your like expiration date. There's all these other numbers on there, which are fun to talk about. So show off IDs. If you have a work badge, show that to them. This is a great opportunity to have conversations about what this looks like in real life. So have fun with it. Thanks so much. See you tomorrow.